For all you pick-me-shoes out there cooking and cleaning and making your boyfriends giant plates of food, ask yourself, why are you doing all these things that wives barely even do?
Today we're going to talk about 5 women that all men should avoid. Some of you men are with these women now. Some of you men have been with these women in the past. And some of you men are going to be with these women in the future, if not for this bit of information today. My goal is to help men understand that not all women, because of their beauty, are worthy of your time, company, interest, and effort. Let's take a deep dive on this one. But first, let's elevate to a higher plane. Prepare for takeoff. Now, the truth of the matter is this. There are some women that no man should be interested in for any other reason other than just some intimacy. And then there are some women who are so off limits and so damaging to your psyche and so damaging to your alpha energy that you should just avoid these women altogether. And these women are many in number. So let's start off with this. If you're new to the channel, man, go ahead and subscribe, because this is where you're going to come and get the most alpha information available on the internet, especially on this particular platform. So go ahead, subscribe, click the notification bell so you can be alerted whenever I upload some more of this top-notch content. The first woman we're going to talk about is the social media tycoon who doesn't even have a business.
Usually it's black men, because black men are the only ones who seem to have a difficult time with, caring for someone other than themselves.
Like, why is a woman active on social media all of the time when she doesn't have a business? There are women who are not making any money on social media and spend the majority of their waking time on social media. And you have to ask yourself, what is there to gain if not money? The only thing there is to gain besides money is validation. And if you have a woman who is that in tune and that in touch and that desperate for validation, then you have a problem on your hands, because that same woman is going to need that validation in her everyday life, in real life. And what you have to understand is one man's validation is never enough for a woman who lives and dies for validation. If a woman breathes validation and lives for the interest of other men, then you're never going to be able to overcome that. There's always going to be an issue. And when women live that way, they don't care about the man that they're with, because they will never respect you as a man. They don't even respect themselves as women. Another woman that you need to avoid.
If a guy is looking to tickle your fancy, let him spend some money.
It's guys out there who want you, right? But won't spend $100 on you. But mad because you talk to a new dude who spend money on you. He spend money, you don't. I'm doing us both a favor.
If all of her friends are thoughts, then you have to keep in mind that she's probably going to be one as well. There is no woman who is this good girl, this wholesome girl who is running with a team of girls who are not that good, who are not that great. She may be the best one out of the group, but if she is in that group, you have to remember that birds of a feather flock together. So if a woman hangs with a bunch of working girls and they're working the strip, working the turf, working the blade throughout the nights, and then all day she's hanging with them, guess what? She either has a desire to be that, or she is being that in her time away from you. But no woman who is not about that life is going to spend all of her time with women who are about that life, because they just don't fit. And birds of a feather flock together. You are never going to see a bunch of hawks hanging with a bunch of pigeons, because that's just not how birds hang. Another woman you need to avoid is if she was someone's adulteress wife and you are the man she committed adultery with, why would you even believe that there's a future for you and that woman?
I am pregnant with my ex-husband's baby while I'm in the middle of a divorce from my current husband. We got married when I was 19 and he was 21. We have our daughter together, Penelope, she's 12. But here's what I did. I cheated on him with my boss. Yeah, I know, I'm like a shit person. I got caught and I was pretty belligerent. Like, yeah, I'm not gonna apologize. Like, I was like, I don't think you're treating me the best. And you used to break my heart all the time when we were kids. And I deserve this, blah, blah, blah. Cut to 10 years later, living a miserable life because I ended up marrying our boss, the man that I cheated on him with. We had a child together, and we are literally in the middle of a divorce right now. But I'm pregnant with my first husband's baby.
First of all, your whole interaction with that woman is based on one of the ultimate sins, and that is committing adultery with another man's wife. What do you think is going to come from that besides other curses? You deserve the curse that comes with that. You're going to get the curse that comes with that. You can't repent for sleeping with another man's wife if you keep the woman. You can't change from sleeping with another man's wife if you keep the woman. If you commit adultery with another man's wife and then marry that same woman, what do you think? What kind of energy do you think you're going to bring into your life? How do you think you're going to be blessed with a woman who was willing to commit adultery with the man she was with before? And not only that, you are not that far above her because you are the liaison between her and adultery. No woman can commit an adulterous act without a man who is willing to help her commit that adulterous act. She can't commit it by herself. So not only are you bringing her curse of adultery into your life, you still have to deal with your own curse of adultery. So you're bringing her negative energy to combine with your negative energy, and you expecting a positive result. If a woman will cheat with you, she will definitely cheat on you. If a woman commit adultery with you, she will definitely commit adultery on you. If a woman will help you rob another man, she will help another man rob you. If a woman will put your child on another man, she will put another man's child on you. You are not that special where a woman will use you to get over on another man, but then not use another man to get over on you. You have to remember, she is what she is. If her behavior is this with that man, then she's the same woman when you get her. Your relationship is just newer to her, so she's probably not going to do those things in the beginning. The fourth woman you need to avoid. If one of your friends or relatives can tell you at any point how her body feels, it doesn't matter if it was 10 years ago.
It's so funny because I'm so quiet. Yeah. There's been so many stories that have been made up about me. Like I've seen stories about me being like fully in love with somebody and we have like this whole relationship and I'll see the guy and I'm like, I've actually never even met him before. No. Like full blown stories I've heard. I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true.
If it was 10 years ago and she was with one of your friends, how you gonna be with that woman? If it was 10 years ago and she was with one of your relatives, how you gonna be with that woman? How are you gonna be with the woman where when you bring her around, there's someone else there who she's been with already? And this happens more than you would believe. There are men who end up not being with a woman and then she's with their neighbor. There are men who end up not being with a woman and she's with their boss, or she's with one of their employees, or she's with some guy who works at the gym, or she's with one of his former friends, or she's with one of his current friends, or she's with his cousin. Or you got to understand the role that women play in this society as far as perpetuating the evil energy of their actions can only be done if men go along with it. A woman can't use men if men are not there allowing themselves to be used. A woman can't take advantage of a man if men are not there allowing themselves to be taken advantage of. This is what we have to keep in mind. We have to stop blaming women for being how they are because we know that they are opportunists by nature. What is an opportunist? Someone who is always looking for an easy opportunity to come out ahead. And if you give her that easy opportunity, she's going to take it. If she doesn't have any easy opportunities, guess what she's going to do? She's going to settle into a role that she has to be engaged in because she's dealing with a man who is not going to give her an easy opportunity to lose him. Sites like OnlyFans, easy opportunity for women to use men. Sites like Seeking Arrangements, easy opportunity for women to use men. And the only time you can be used is if you're led by your lust. The only time that men will say, okay, you got to let a woman just be that. You got to let a woman just be that. Yeah, that's fine if you're talking about random women. When you're talking about a woman that you include in your kingdom, in your life, you give her access to your life. No, you don't allow those things. You only do that when you're led by lust. The fifth and final woman that you must avoid at all costs. If you know she was on the carousel.
I'll be reading about that.
I mean, you're grown. We don't discuss body count. I
feel like it matters to the immature men. Yeah. You know, like if you're a mature
or
man,
women,
because you understand.
Right. I only ask that because when you see comments or something, there's like, well, what count is that? You know, or what's this or what that? So I'm like, does it even matter?
It doesn't. It doesn't matter because my husband had girlfriends before me.
We don't claim that because I was his first, his last, and his only. But
if you don't feel like you can help out with me and my kid, then we don't have anything to talk about.
From witnessing her take the ride. Like if you're with a woman who's from your area and you watched her on her carousel ride in her younger years, you know her from school, you know how she got down in college, you know on senior day in high school she was out there wilding, you know about some of her sescapades when she got out of college, you know about a lot of men that she's been with, you know about a couple of baby daddies, you just know her history of being on a carousel ride. That means she can't even come to you and act like she used to be a good girl. She can't come to you. She's not moving from another state. You know, women do this all the time. They move from another state. And then they end up meeting a man and then they play the good girl role. But if you ever find out what their reputation was in the state that they're leaving, then you realize that she was a scallywag in her past life. And now she's trying to use you and use your energy to suppress that part of herself. But let me tell you something. Once a scallywag, always a scallywag. If that behavior is a part of who she is, that's who she's going to become. But you, the man who has watched this woman live this lifestyle, you have no reason to accept her after you've witnessed her live that lifestyle. What's your gain? What do you have to gain? You have nothing to gain and everything to lose if you accept that type of scenario. You know, the bottom line is you men have to understand that not every woman you meet is worthy of your time just because she's beautiful. Because a lot of times you look at a woman's outer beauty and you have no idea what she's made of on the inside, and you end up taking a chance and risking everything that you have and giving her access to the life that you built. Why? Only to find out that the woman you thought she was is not anywhere near the woman she truly is. And then you realize that you had no reason thinking she was the woman she was because you didn't know her well enough to think that. Let's give you the sixth woman that you should avoid at all costs as a bonus. You know, I like to give a couple of extras every now and then. If her loving drains every ounce of energy that you have, then she is a succubus. She is an energy vampire. And you are a victim of a vampirism. You must avoid that woman at all costs. That means that she's draining your energy and not giving you anything in return. See, let me tell you something about a woman who drains energy for a living. She drains it because without draining your energy, she has none. She can't manufacture her own energy. So she drains men's energy. And she's not going to give you back anything that she drains from you. So you as a man have to keep in mind, you as men have to keep in mind, we as men have to keep in mind that no matter what you think or what you believe, the truth of the matter is this. There are women that you must avoid at the cost of your sanity, your finances, your moral masculinity, or your peace of mind. These women must be avoided at all costs. And if you don't avoid them, then you must realize we will have no sympathy for you because now you have the information. Y'all comment down below and let me know what you think about this topic, man. I look forward to hear what you men have to say. I'm out.